Yo, gang. Yeah, this was weird here this evening. This was the position in the signals, but in on my live account, I didn't get activated. Like, this was the buy limit, and right here, look at that. It activated me at the very tip of that bottom wick. I didn't get activated on the live. I closed it, and over here, I got activated. So I closed 70% over here at 56 flat. Let's see if this can take us up to the rest of the range, but this was the position from the signal channel. Yeah, we'll see how far I can go, and then clean range here to the left. I was hoping we can have a repeat of yesterday. All right, what did we do yesterday? Oh, right here. This was last night. All right, how much do we see? We saw like 500 pips, 400 something. Yeah, 440. So some clean range here too. I think we'll be able to see at least 100, 150 on this one to the top of the range. Give me a second. Almost destroyed my setup. Tripped over Benny. So yeah, take note of this. Look how I said, look, clean range here to the left, right? So yeah, can we come back? Yeah, we can absolutely come down to support here, get back to our entry and hold. But that doesn't get rid of this clean range to the left. So what are we gonna do? Look, there's a level right there. Probably respecting that 30. Right? Okay. Yeah, probably respecting the level here. Oh, 15. Let's see. I like this level more. More recent, more wicks off of it. So right now, yeah, we're printing bearish, but there's a high likelihood that we flip and get that closure above there. Once we're closed above here, we're just looking for a rebreak of the high of the candle that closes above here, because this is clean range to the left. Yeah, so I'm gonna leave this runner alone here if that happens, but in the live account, we'll take new positions. Should be fun. There's a high likelihood that we might hold this area. If we do, obviously I would rather come up. It's cleaner up than it is down, but down is fine too. Because if we look, weekly bearish, we just closed below weekly support, and we broke the previous weekly low. 4 hour. Ooh, 4 hours got some range to come down here, up or down. That's nice. Get the feeling that this is the 4 hour that makes the decision, and the next one, or the one after that, brings you down, depending if it's support or resistance form. 30. Got room here actually to come down on 30 as well, below the current range, right? If we break the lows here, we can start. If we break these lows, there's my annotations. If we break this low right there and come down, we can start looking for this area to become a resistance. So as we tap into this support, we're going to look to establish a resistance here, 40.44. and see if we can trade down this clean candle here and maybe into that range that we traded yesterday where we got ahead of it over here. Okay. We early today? Yeah, because the US game is on today, so I wanted to get an earlier dub so I can go watch the game. Yeah, 70% of my positions closed here. See if we could break through here. There is a level here that's a little further back on a 30 there. But in the grand scheme of things, it's minor to me because we've driven through there multiple times already. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I think we should do the same thing again. And when I talk about this area right here, look what happened here. If we look on the more recent time frame, same thing here. Right? See how we broke out of this range? We came here. That's why you guys saw the buy limit here at this area and the signals, because I was looking to establish this area as a support. As we start breaking out, we fill this range up. We got to get back down here. And if we look to the higher time frame, we're likelier to come up here to create that top wick, to create that bullish move. And we ended up holding this level as a support. I don't know, got me in right on the tip of the wick there. I didn't know I was in until I was like 20, 30 pips of profit. Bounced up. So the same thing we'd look to happen over here, right? As we break down here, we'll look to fill this range down and then come back up to establish this area as resistance so we can trade it further down, and there's a lot of clean range. I'm based in the UK, so England all the way, but go US. Damn, you guys got us scared today, huh? That game. Just got us scared today. The hour. Oh, that was the hourly closure. That's why the hourly close, no top wick. We opened no top wick. I think if we tap support here, well, we might be able to see this break. But if we see this break, guess what? Clean ass range. If we don't see this break, if this comes down, we'll look to get a closure back up above this area, and then that'll be our positions to get a high. 40-60, 40-70 area. And beyond. Although I don't think we're getting much further than 66. So I brought this down from 68. There's a chance we reject hard off 66. Yeah, man. Been the same theme throughout the World Cup. The African teams start off strong, and then the European teams catch on in the end and get the closeout win. Heartbreaking for both, for Congo, for Senegal. Games they both should have had. Right now, the U.S. got to get past Bosnia. Created that 4-hour top wick. My trade really 2 candles with no wicks here today. Would you still enter? Yeah, of course. I'm looking for more positions. Once this closes, prints a resistance. All right, at that point, you're just, how much range is this? 50 pips? Maybe we can find the support here. Maybe we can have a candle push up. Look at this. Created a bottom wick here for a candle that didn't have one. Can we push up or will this come back down? If it comes down heavy, then we're looking for sells below 40.44 here. Very simple. Very simple. Be amazing if after all of this, it can still push back up here. So clean to the left here. And after attempting to come back down in range there.
Yo,
Yo, yo.
what up?
What's the dealio?
Not much. Stop. It's gonna stop you out. No.
That shit don't break and just push straight up.
I saw the signals didn't get activated, right?
No, it was, look at that wick right there. I took, like, right there. That's why I got activated. This candle closed and started making that bottom wick, and I don't know why. It should be identical. I don't know. Like, tip right there. Got activated. So no drawdown. By the time I saw it was activated here, this price was like right here.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, let me
Might
just go
come
break
down.
even.
This might come
Yeah.
down.
Close back in range. Close no bottom wick. I'd expect after that top wick to make one. Fake out. Continue down with the 4 hour. Makes sense. But it did not break the previous hour. Previous 30 either. Yeah, it's as perfect of an entry as you can have, because you know below there, it's in the opposite direction. Yeah, the 5 closed below here. See, it's respecting that level as a resistance there, and what happens from that area comes down to there. Here, so that's your next target here. 40.48. On the break of our low. If this fucking thing goes back up right now, in range, so yeah. Good. Let's look at that 15. Get rid of this. Faked out, but no bottom wick. Get rid of. I had a whole bunch. I was really ambitious here. Holding sells from yesterday's highs. Amazing. 4 hours set up for sells. Now with that closure and respecting this level. Actually kind of close. Well, I don't know. I respect the port there, and then like look where that opened right above. So yeah, the bias is bearish. Absolutely. The daily closed bullish, but back in this range, right? Because the last few hours of that daily's not there, and technically look where we opened. This area, and last time we faked out, it came all the way down there before coming back up. So I would not mind trading down the clean range down here. We'd need a closure below, and we need a top wick here to 40.44. So basically, almost a range 2 breakout. Right? We need a closure below here. We'd need some kind of support formed on a smaller time frame to bring the price back up. And that could be a 1 minute, a 5 minute, a 15 minute. You're gonna have to see a support to bring price back up here. And then, yeah. And 8 p.m. is going to be a different story here. I think 8 p.m. should really be the volume candle if we're stuck here in this little chop. So we'll get a chance to discuss it. Drop the level we're tapping. What happened to this level? Top wick. See that candle? Closure. Back in range. Back in range. So I would love to get a top wick entry there. What's the issue? We don't have a top wick on the previous candle. So that rebreak at a high can really push that up. So in this case, if we're able to close below here, and if we can get a top wick there, not drive up, I'll take the rebreak of the lows. Won't take the top wick because there's a chance that pushes straight up, clean range. But if it rebreaks the lows, we should continue down here to the bottom of the range, and we'll also have precedent for it right there. Fish.
Remember it. Write it down. Take a picture. I don't give a fuck.
Wow. Yeah, the rebreak of the lows there. So think about that. The top wick, rebreak of the lows, and the rebreak of the lows here. I know it's a little sport there, depending how we print, because that's a 15-minute celery play, which takes you about 40 pips down to support, and then you have the rest of the range, right? Which at that point, I would bet on the rest of the range. Because we've already grabbed orders here. We came up. Right? Now we faked out. We've closed. We had our little resistance. We've closed above that resistance, grabbed more orders, came and closed back in range. There's a support here, but if we start breaking it with volume, we're just going to need a closure. 30 is going to need to close. It's going to have to break or get up to here. 40.57 is minimum. If we just get up halfway and start breaking that low, I'm probably not taking it, with the hourly not having a top wick and the previous hourly being bullish, and this, you know, this hour is also not having that top wick. This is good also because look, the 15 has come up to this area. It tapped it. This is what I was, this is the area that price can tap and go without us off the 30. But the fact that the 15 did that already and didn't drive, that means price didn't drive off this area. Your next wick should not be here. It should be higher, probably here, here, or at the top of the range. If it's the top of the range, that works in our favor. That's what we want to see. We want to see price get up there and either continue or fail, but we're going to pay attention to a decision that gets made right here, because that's from that moment we have an edge. We have a really solid tell here. Start breaking highs, close above, but re-break of that candle. That's where we're going. We tap this area and start re-breaking the previous candle low. We're going there. All right. Clean range, decision, fool's gold, patience. I mean, y'all feel like that. Y'all feel like that. You guys drop a like sub to the channel? Please. Or just get a closure, blosure. Next candle, top wick, rebreak at the lows, and we in there. England all the way, but go USA. True. I mean, nobody ever heard nobody say, let's go Bosnia. Your favorite team, Bosnia and Herzegovina. That's my team. You like the break of the 4-hour lows? Yeah, I know it's after the top wick here. No, I'd prefer to see a closure. The 4-hour tells me what I want to see. The smaller time frame really has to fall in line for me to get the timing right. Like the 4-hour lets me know, all right, we're gonna re-break that low. We were bearish on the previous 4-hour. We break the previous 4-hour low, we should come down, but it's a 4-hour candle. So yeah, while this looks like one candle, like it's like a bunch of candles on a smaller time frame when it came to. You know what I mean? So like we're gonna need smaller time frame references here. The only time I look for it off the 4-hour is if the final like 30 minutes or the final hour of the 4-hour had a heavy push, then off the rip, off the new 4-hour, you'll typically see that continuation, and that the rest of that 4-hour just goes. Let's look at this. Like it's a 4-hour. Here you probably had a heavy push on the final hour of that 4-hour. 5 a.m. Yeah, right here. So look, heavy push. Look, 1, 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m. First 3 candles of this 4-hour ranged. Heavy push on the final candle of the 4. That means the next 4 hours probably gonna just push the rest of it, right? You're gonna have the next 4-hour just heavy push. If you look to the left, oh shit, clean range. And we just had that heavy push to close out the 4-hour. Yeah, I'm looking off the bottom wick immediately off the new 4-hour because it falls in line timing wise with the smaller time frame. And then look at that, clean. This was a very easy tell off that push. If I was up and by the charts, it would have been all us. But I was not. Sometimes it'd be like that. Sometimes it lines up like that. That's why you really want to look at the 4-hour closures, not because, oh, it's a strong time, but because like, hey, that previous hour right before the 4-hour closed could have been the push, and then everything lines up for the next 4 hours for you to just be in, just ride that position, ride the runner. Runner rider. This fucker never broke, my friend. Yeah, I can't take the top here. I want to take the top look entry there. I can't. Because, like, yeah, the hourly reflips bullish there. Well, we'd have to wait on a closure. So 7:30. Where does it close here? Yeah, I'm not gonna trade within here. You can really get ahead of the trade here if the next candle just makes a top wick. You can really get ahead of this, but there are certain risks here that I don't want to take those risks, especially because of that no wick, because we've pretty much filled this range here. I would have rather filled this range down and then have this area for sells, but we're not there yet, right? So patience. God, another mosquito flew in. The fucker got me. It's on. He about to get clapped. Clappy, clappy. Okay, 15 close below. Ooh. Yeah. Top wick sell makes so much sense here. Put this bottom wick buy off the 1 hour. Remember, I said it's got to go higher than that 15 wick. You're probably looking right at that area to the left, right there, right for a tap. But that's the problem, because we don't have that top wick. That top area could be up here. So I don't want to bank on this and just let this ride up for 70 pips, and then the 1 hour flips bullish. So there's better times to take this same position. It's our position, but it's just there's better times to take this. In terms of candles printing, prettier structure. But this could be like, you got to understand, this could be the beginning of the run that you don't get back up to this area for the rest of the session, and it would have been Gucci coming down. But it would have been a riskier trade. I'm fine for selling for less, just getting a higher quality trade there. And what that means is I'd want price to first come up here, fail, and then we're in there. Yeah, we break this high and we end up coming back down. I'm taking the break of the lows. I would expect them to be down here before our session opens and making the decision somewhere down here. So we saw a reaction exactly on the dot, the level we looked at. But will it be a rejection? If we took that initial reaction, we would have been stopped out of B right there. Problem with the sells is the daily has established the support. I don't mind the daily doing whatever it wants to do. I'm trading on a smaller time frame, right? So I have there's ranges here we can play, get enough, and like we're not gonna be here for the daily to print. We're only here for 2 candles. Then they haven't printed yet. We're here for 2 candles, the next 2 hourly candles, 1, 2, whatever those next 2 candles print in here. And ideally, those next 2 candles print big push up, or closure below here, so we can trade fairly soon. You can't get ahead of these trades because there's no wicks on closures and on openings here. Which means getting ahead of it, you could end up being mid-range on a, you know, on a bigger scale, like bottom wick here and then top wick of this candle that comes up to here, and then you're mid-range entering a position right here. Really going range to range here. Looking for buys or sells? We just discussed it, really. But we already took buys here, and then I'm looking for more closures above here. Take more buys or closures below 40, 44 to take some sells. Or a top wick to break 40, 57, and then I'll look for the break of the lows in the current candle. Remember, we just discussed 40, 57 being decision area. Right now, price made a decision there. Stay below it. Here's Drake. We got 25 minutes till our session officially opens, but the W session. No, we could do. We could take a sell here. If it comes up, because that's it. That is a resistance. Keep like a 10 pip stop in case it taps that area. There, it would probably it would be more than 10 pips. It would be like 19. Oh, it's coming down. Breaks down here, we should have some pretty decent sells. This breaks down right now, comes back up, retest these highs, starts breaking down, then we'll have a sell stop on a break of the lows. Other than that, we're just waiting on a closure below you. Nice 30-minute closure gives us clean traffic. I'm just skeptical. The hourly hasn't broke the low yet, right? We've made a bottom wick. Previous hourly is bullish. It did close above the most recent range. Look at the area we tapped here on the dot with that bottom wick. All right, so you could definitely see that. Bottom wick. Reverse order. Have you ever struggled with fear, anxiety in your trading journey? Yeah. I don't know if I did the right thing or not, but I rode through everything alone. My entire journey. Alone. So whatever fear and anxiety I had, I don't know how bad it was. I know it was pretty bad inside my head, and I couldn't tell the difference on the outside, right? But like, I don't know how it looked because I was in solitude. Like, I was in solitary confinement. Yeah, I've usually taken on the struggles alone. I never really like, call or complain or like went through really bad things around people. So I don't know. I've had my breakdowns. I've had my share of, struggles and questioning, and like I've created a reel about this, right? Like if 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 a trader ever tells you that they've never questioned everything that they're doing in their entire existence, their entire, knowledge base of trading, if they've never just completely had a meltdown, like, they're lying to you. And if they're telling the truth and it really hasn't happened yet, like I said, I don't trust them. If you've never had a complete just meltdown trading, you just haven't traded long enough, and you're blindly unaware of what's coming, and it's very dangerous. But every single trader I know has had a moment where they've completely lost it, completely. And that's what I say. It wasn't about the money. It's the fact that the trade almost like smacks you in the face, like in your knowledge, like you're almost so sure, and then it's like you look at my reel, right? Losing $10 versus 10,000. I know people that have lost their mind, losing a small trade, and then they lose hundreds of thousands, and it's like, yeah, whatever, because like that wasn't, it wasn't the money, it was the actual trade that really threw them off. They were so invested in the fact that that trade was right. You almost you question everything you do. You question your existence. You question trading, your career. You question everything. A lot of people deal with it very publicly, right? They want to make sure that others around them know what they're going through, almost like a need for pity, but not. That's just how they process things. They just need to make everyone a part of their struggle. And I'm the exact opposite. Like I said, I always advise people never tell your problems to anybody, because 80% of the people don't care, and the other 20 are glad you have those problems. So I always process things, my own. But like 20 people in my life that needs, like, if they're going through an issue, everybody's got to know about it. Even like the neighbors, like everyone. Make it and sometimes people think that they're like, everyone else is going to be like, oh, let's really try to figure this out. No. People look at that as like a drag, right? Like a crutch. And they're like, damn, this fucking energy vampire just sucking all my energy with his negativity and fucking vibe, man. And do you ever want to be around those people? No. Right? So when people call me, I'm like, I'm great. Like, I could have the worst fucking day ever. I'm great. Why? Because I know as soon as they say, oh, yeah, the person on the phone's going to be like, yeah, all right, I can't have this vibe today. I'm great. What's up? What are we doing? You got to bring a good vibe. I ain't trying to call somebody and be like, what you doing? I got this going. I got that. My leg. I'd be like, all right, bro. Click. I ain't trying to hear that for the next 4 hours. Like that in life. People think they feel good, that others know they think they're being pitied. In fact, other people are just like, why you even tell me, like, I was having a good day and I'm involved in all your bullshit? Like, So what? Like, oh, they don't. Don't be upset, bro. You get a sex change another time. Why are you so upset right now? Fucking tragedy. I have 15 minutes left here. Damn. Tough, tough, tough. I think we should all ask ourselves, right? What would LeBron do? He promised to score a touchdown in the World Cup. Yeah, I believe him. I don't know. Some banger trades here. Yo, get the Le Bundle. Get the Le Bundle. You want to see some trades during the World Cup when I'm watching the game? Get the Le Bundle. I guess 8 p.m. it is. 8 p.m. Yeah, this candle will be waited on. 13 minutes here for the hourly to close. Let's see if the hourly can bring us back down below range here. Please, I always get confused. Does the doji candle indicate a change in trend? That is what they would like you to believe when you start trading. That's the general like overall, not consensus, like that's the common teaching, right? When you're learning how to trade, when you're starting out, if you're taking the route of just reading patterns and candles. Yes and no, but for your purposes as a newer trader, no. You need to understand why they say that. And they say that, and it does make sense, in a sense. But like time frames matter, timing matters, structure matters, right? And like, what are you talking about? Like, somebody could be trading a monthly, and a doji candle means a change in trend for the next day. You know what I mean? And then the rest, 29 out of 30 days, you'll continue in the same direction. So it's like you could be doing that on the hourly, but all of a sudden, a doji candle on a 30 and a 5-minute goes back the other way. Like, no. So I say take that as a no, because you're going to start looking for doji candles and start looking for reversals, and that's not what you want to do. No, you are more likelier to continue than to reverse 3 to 1. Right? Or 4 to 1. Yeah. 75% of the time you're likelier to continue than to reverse the trend. 10 minutes left on this candle. Leg candle, bearish leg candle, closure on the previous candle, but that's going to be for another lesson in terms of reading leg candles. Like there's so much stuff I want to bring to you guys. It's just it's not structured, and there's so many nuances that like as they come up, I'll just, you know. Entry, no, we're not looking at entries right now. Like candles, so there's a high likelihood this bounces off of support and fills the candle up to here, to 40, 50, 40, 49, 5. We're still very likely to see that area based on this candle, the way it closed, and based on the fact that this candle opened with a bottom wick. But that nothing's 100% here, right? We're just in terms of probabilities. That's likelier to happen than the drive through here. But if it drives through and we get that closure belowsure, then we're looking for the likelier possibility of the drive down. Oh my god, and look where this wick comes up to. I just on the dot to the body of the candle right there. 40, 49, 5. So if you're going to come down heavy, you're likelier to still tap 40, 49.5 before the drive down. That's why you don't take the sell here, right? Like I said, because that area is still, like if it tapped and then you're looking at rebreak of the lows and you don't have this support here and the clean range to the left, yeah, all those things align. Signal turning left. Left turning signal. Five with the top wick. 5 close. Bow, 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 bow. Bow, bow, bow. Bang. Don't you just love it how concepts play out live for you in real time? Right? Now we could come down because the market can't, like, I don't know if it's going to come down. It could come up as well. But before that happens, right, you want to avoid that drawdown, understanding that if the probability states that it's likelier to get to this level, dude, we spoke about this before any of this happened. I bet you next time you're gonna remember Wick saying that the probability dictates you get that leg candle below the range, open with a bottom wick, you're likely before, you know, off support to get back up there. So if I'm feeling like I need to sell now, rebreak of the lows, let me remember what Wick said, is gotta get back up there. After that, you can look for that sell down. Okay? Okay. On the dot. We literally just spoke about this. It's got to get up to that level, and then he's pointed out this wick falling in line with that level. So if we are going to come down, you're going to see a wick to that area before any drive down. Do we come down? I don't know. I just know that if we do come down, price needed to tap this area. Now it did. So if we do come down, now we don't have to worry about price riding back up there. It already tapped it. Now we just need simply that closure belowsure and a bearish closure. Bet USA 100 to win 16. Bet USA a million. Win 160,000. Free money, bro. Free money. Free money was bet in France. Free money was bet in Brazil. Your ass bet Germany. You got fucked. If I explained all of this in a boot camp or a classroom setting, yo dumbass would have still taken that sell right there and been like, oh shit, this is what the fuck they were talking about in the boot camp. Or you might not even remember it. Right? On a dot. Nobody doing levels like this. Nobody. All right. Now that we're up there, get us back down here. Action. Come on. Hey, where are you based and what sessions are you mainly trading? New York and Asian. And I'm based right near the beach, boy.
Just give me the light.
Oh, I got this joint somewhere. Right near the beach. Open that door. Irie, brother. Quit playing with me, man. You know, I'm about to have the itis. What I say? Bullet. Me a rasta bumba clap. Me ain't no oxtail. Me ox. That's oxtail, yo. Give me the itis. Water. Benny, you want an oxtail bone? Where you at? Not even here. He dipped. Benny the Dipper. Hold on. Opened the door. Benny was on the other side of it. Popped him right in the jaw. Yeah, I'm on. I don't know. I love oxtail, but this shit gets me so tired. All right, top wick. I'd be careful here. Look at the hourly. Oh, yeah. Thing is, we already have a top wick to this area. Like, what do we call our range? Do we call this area the range? I think so. Man, that's good. The levels right there. Hold on. I don't know if I could trust this area down here as the range. That previous hourly don't got a top wick there. Man, I love the rebreak of the lows here. The fact that we already have a top wick there. Let's see if we can come back up and then we'll look for it. But it can push here. It can really push. Come on. Deeper. Come back up. Love for this to re-break the lows. I mean, re-break the highs, but I don't think it's going to. That is a level right there. Disregard it. It re-break the... Oh, not going to. I was going to say, it re-breaks the highs. We're going to have a sell stop here. Why is this shit at 1? Very skeptical of this because the hourly doesn't have a top wick there. So this can definitely come down heavy, but I would rather see a steeper top wick on this candle. This is good. This is a great rebreak of the lows there on the hourly. The 30 did close below. If we kind of black this out, that makes a lot of sense, right? Because this candle came from nowhere. So if we were to do this, right? Really, that's where we opened. So that's the level, and the next level's down there. I want to give this a chance to come back up in range and fake out. We can do that and then re-break the lows. I'll take it. If not, I'm gonna wait for this play out here. Really good. It was a really good top wick opening, but could we have played the 15 here? We could have. We could have played the 15 and a top wick, about a 50 pip stop. All right, let's see. Let's see, a re-break of the highs. We'll have a sell stop. Oh, I don't know, man. Not look at that. Yeah, look at the level we respected here to the left. Are we breaking it? Yeah. I'm gonna take a sell right there on the live account, and let's see if we can mark it. 1-0, sell this. Sell. Right, we're rebroke. Oh, why am I not in there? For some reason that got delayed. That really delayed my entry there. we end up pushing back up in range, I'll close it. Like pushing straight up through. Right? Stops. 90 pips. Rebreak out of highs. Close below the most recent. I think we can get that push. Clean range. Closure below. Rebroke the low. It would just make sense to push there. It's the rebreak of the 4 hour as well, right? The 4 hour has rebroken its own low. I think we want to really break the previous 4 hour low, but we shall see. Could be a chance it pulls all the way back up here and then does it later, and I'll be a part of that later. But stops are here are the previous. No, I'm sorry. I was gonna say previous 1 hour, previous 30, back up above here. Buy stop. I'm gonna be tight if this pushes up. So stop above the previous 30. I gave it a chance. I gave it a chance to break the 4 hour low, and then I took the rebreak at a 4 hour low. Yeah, stops are above that range. We end up pushing all the way up and all the way through. It'll be tight, but there's a chance it rejects there and comes back down at the top of the hourly. I'm just not willing to take that stop, because that would be a lot bigger. Yeah, this would be the stop, but I'm not willing to take it bigger than that. It rebroke that high. Grabbed a steeper top wick. Let's see if it can push now. And we broke everything there. We broke all the lows for it to just bump up. Yeah, if it breaks here, I'm not part of that. We have stops now. Yeah. Here's the deal. It can tap this area and come right back down. So that's all I'm debating. Extending it or not extending it. And I might do that based on the 4 hour. It would be 170 pip stop for me. If that happens. All right. 40, 50, 40, 60.3. If that happens. It would give this, if it pushes up, it would give the 4 hour a chance to re-break the highs and then push down off this area. But if we get closures, then obviously I'll be out. The stops are here, the wicks here to the left. On the 4 hour, we closed below this area. So technically, as we make a top wick here, based on the 4 hour, that should be the extent of that level. And idea is here, now we need the rebreak of the 4 hour low. If we start closing here, then obviously I'll look for a closure on the bottom wick of the following candle. or a possible pineapple here. Broke all the lows. Broke all the lows. We re-break the 4-hour low. There's a chance it might not drive immediately. I would expect it to push through the range, but if it does, I'm not going to break even immediately. I'm going to wait for it to actually pass this wick and really blast past it. That's what we end up doing. .7. That's my pineapple here. 56.7. If this candle pushes through 7 to 10. Yesterday we got lucky. Today we're going to start doing what not to do. What? Pick the rebreak at a 4-hour low after it broke the low with the closure below the range. Gave it a chance, let it break that low, and then it rebroke the low. Usually you see a drive to that next support. Doing better if it rebroke the previous low. But yeah, risk here is 35 pips on the... Wait, what just happened? Oh, okay. Stop. 4060.3. Yeah, my total stop I think is 118. What's it? 40, 60, 40, 50. So 100 pips. 100 pips with the pineapples. One minute here. 2 weeks of drawdowns. But almost like probably more than half the trades. Usually, more than half the trades are sniped. Draw down more than half the trades. 20 big lots? Oh. I usually trade a 15 or a 20. This one I opened up at a 10. By the possibility of this level, I just didn't expect to get to that level on the break. But yeah, the way it pushed up there and didn't really see a slingshot is telling me it wants to keep pushing up, which means there's a lot of range. The question is, how do we close? Oof. Yeah. Bottom wick should flip. We should come up here. But it didn't close above the range in terms of higher time frame there. I would expect that to push up based on the way that bounced here and based on his historical data. So let's see how far this bottom wick can go. $62.1. $2. You gotta look to this wick to the left that really pushed price up hard right here. This is what we just tapped, so that's what could bring us up. If we're able to get a closure below it, then you can start thinking of. But we can't think of buys here because that closure respected here. Right, so you need price to come back down to support. I can't really think of sells because we took a sell here right at this area. That was our pineapple up here. I'm gonna sell, bro. I'm gonna sell minus right here 20, and this is the buy stop. That's the stop. There we go. There's the bullish flip that you expect. Not close above there. Yeah, no, the probabilities against us here. After we broke that high, probability definitely we're on the negative side of probability. We just gotta close. We gotta close. $15 pushing up. 3. Hey, we might be in buys in the next 30. Who knows? We might be in profits on the next 30. Who knows? The hourly's created a top wick for the previous hour. It'd be amazing if it can drop now with the 4 hour. That would make so much sense. It would make a lot of sense. But smaller time frames have to agree. What do you think about buys on 30 closure? Yeah, I was talking about that earlier. If we end up coming back up and closing above there, then yeah, obviously. But obviously, I'd rather also see this drop down and have the 4 hour re-break the lows because I'm heavily invested into the 4 hour re-breaking the lows here. It just ipso facto, you know what I mean? I mean, 15 flip push, came back down, so we'll see. This is the area. This is where it's going to make a decision. It's reached the previous range. See these wicks? This is where it makes a decision. And we break through the wicks now to continue down for the 4 hour. You're down like 20 pips here. Managed, but we got 9 minutes here on this candle. Previous 4 hour bearish, previous 1 hour is bearish. We broke that 1 hour high and came back in range. I mean, if that breaks the lows, it should smash. The problem is a lot of time left in this 1 hour and in this 15. Need to see this 30 through. W viewers? Yeah, they're here. We already took a W. Well, I took a W as I was hopping on stream, but then we're sitting here in drawdown. W viewers. I wish there were W viewers. We were sitting here in massive runners like yesterday. Because yesterday we're off the rip, I think, off the start of the stream, and then the entire stream was just runners, waiting for its run. It never got to 500. It got close. It got to like 460, 450. So man, it's a lot of time for this 15, for this 30. Decisive 7 minutes, either breaks highs and pushes, or we're able to fake out on the 15 and then continue the drive on the 4 hour down. Minutes here. Music is awesome. Which soundtrack is it? I don't know. Honestly, it's just something off YouTube. It's called 12 Hours of Copyright-Free Music. That's what it's called. 12 hours copyright-free music. Google that. Think of buys? Oh, we already read that. Oh, you asked that like 4 times. Yeah, I told you. I'm only thinking of buys if it closes above there. If we're respecting this area, I mean, I'd rather see it come down. I'd rather see the 4 hour come down here. After that kind of drop, yeah, I would rather see it come down. Retest the lows. But 15's got a lot of time. It looks like it's loading up, right? The 15 loading up. So if it's loading up from here and the 30 closes above, man, like we have our work cut out for us on the next 30. If it closes below here, you know, we stay put. Problem is, if the 15 goes here, it could go for the rest of the range, and then we don't catch the range, just be out. Just a lesson. Yeah, I mean, it's been the case here the last few times. Kind of annoying. Not used to it. Very not used to it. Yeah, the 15 breaking the high. Breaking previous candle high, it's likely to drive. But I did want to give it room to get the hourly, give it that top wick. Yeah, 15. Look at the high I just created. See? Hopefully it doesn't come back in range, fake out, but from the looks of it, it should fill the range. Yeah. I hope it doesn't. I hope we get a chance on the 30. Clean range to the left. Like I wouldn't expect it to not fill it. Right now that it's entering there, you just don't have a closure above yet. So first you would need a closure, then you would be looking to fill it. And we fake out. And we have a plot twist. Fake us out. Oh, come on, back down. Plot twist. Decisions, decisions, decisions. Definitely don't want this candle. I want bearish candle. Back down in range. Also building a narrative. All right. Why did you short here? I'm new to trading. We didn't short here. We had a pineapple up here. We shorted on the rebreak at a 4-hour low. Right, the 4-hour broke the low. We had a closure below the range on the 15. Right there. Closure. Identify all of this as clean range down and close below. Came up. It broke the low. Came up, rebroke the high. We took an entry on the rebreak out of lows. And then it came back up and we had a pineapple here, which evened the position out to roughly this area. Expecting the 4-hour, right, to still rebreak the low after grabbing a top wick. And the hourly did not have a top wick there. So we gave it room to create that top wick above the hourly. I went over here. And I said, I'm going to let it create that top wick. If it taps there and comes back down, great. Previous hourly now would have a top wick made for it, and we can continue down. And that would make sense with the 4-hour bias. And the fact that the previous 4-hour closed bearish below resistance. And it would just... everything would have fell in line from the higher time frame to the smaller time frame on that break of the lows. Unfortunately, it came right back up and decided to make a steeper top wick. And this is where we are now, and this is a terrible spot in terms of closure. If this is where it closes in 1 minute, we want to be below this yellow line. 40.57. We want to be below here. We want a nice bearish candle. Nice bearish candle. If that doesn't happen, you're getting a gladiator candle above the range. You're likely to push up, push through, whatever it is, whatever you want to call it. So 30 closing here. We don't want it to be above there. We don't even want it to be above the most recent, but like 30 seconds. Yeah, if that's above there, we'll have to start looking at possible ways to manage risk. I mean, it opens the top wick first. There's nothing we can do. There's just hope that it fakes out and breaks down over here. But if it opens with a bottom wick first, you got to start looking at levels like 40.53 to start managing risk. Maybe even 40.57, I wouldn't look. See, it opens with a bottom wick. Highly likely it pushes through that top wick there. This is where I would love to have buys to fill out the range up, which we might do. Yeah. I'm going to close right there, actually. Close right there at 80 pips, minus 80. I'm going to have a buy stop here. I closed it here at support. The signals because of pineapple, you're not going to get the correct count closure. Buy stop. I'm going to go heavier here. I would expect this to push. If this fucking thing comes down all the way back in range, I'm going to flip. But this is support, right? The leg candle body is support. So you're expecting a break of the high there. 30 closed above. Matter of fact, market. Little lower. There. Buy. So just bought, market, buy. Oh. These aren't going to be massive stops. I'm not going to keep these stops massive. This area here, roughly 50 stops below there. I don't want to come back down below that range. Go break even here. It re-breaks that low. I'll break even on the live account. Oh, it took me out, motherfucker. Yeah, I just don't want to come back in range. How the fuck did it take me out? Did I have a... All right. Live account, buy stops, break at a high. I can't take it here mid-range. There we go. Yeah, if it comes back to it. Now it's break at a highs. So now it's the same thing. 40. I'll be more... Oh. I'm going to go heavier on the buy stops here on the break at a highs. I'm going to double the previous position there. The reason I went break even, when we broke down here, once the smaller time frame comes back to this area, there's a decision to be made here. I didn't want it to tap that area and re-break. I wanted to get an entry below this area, roughly at this wick here to the left, and see if it could push up from there. But it's kind of struggled here at this area, which tells me there's a chance it can push back down. And then I'd be really pissed. It didn't flip? No, because once again, I told you, this area right here, you're only looking at the 15, the 30, I'm looking at just price move. I'm looking at the way it's moving in general. And my right-hand side, I have a 1 minute and a 5 minute open. And I'm looking to see it close below here. I'm looking to see it come back to this area on a smaller time frame. When price twitches like that, it'll act accordingly in terms of just levels where it taps, right? But if it pushes and breaks highs, I mean, we have the rest of the range here. I mean, I'm fine with that. I understand we have a late candle here, right? Okay, now prices reacting. We can flip, come back down as long as we break highs. We need to re-break highs. Once we break highs, like I said, once we break highs, same thing here. We can look to the left. Price fills here to the wicks at the very least. 4066.6 partials, and then we look for more. Damn, if that comes back all the way. There's many ways to play this in terms of, like, we could still get ourselves down. It's just if this fakes out and the next candle re-breaks that high and then re-breaks the low, yeah, we'll have sells there in the 30. You really need this to push up or get this 15 to close above here. The thing is, for it to close below the range, if we were able to fake out, where would we establish the top wick to go back? What do you mean? Exactly where we are. Right here. To the left. We look at the hourly, the smaller time frame. This was supposed to be the top wick. This is where our pineapple was, right? That's the reason we took the pineapple there. Man, if this thing rides back down, though, the 15 has 6 minutes to close, we would have been completely right. That closure above, you get a bottom wick, you take risk off the table because that closed above. You are statistically behind in a trade now. Not that it closed back in range, it closed above the range for the price to go the other way. Over here, price 50-50 land plus bearish bias, you're still up 60-40, 70-30, right? But over here, you're breaking structure with that closure. So on a bottom wick, I managed, especially with no top wick created, 90% chance we make that top wick and a closure above the range. The thing is 4 hour closure below the range. If we were to fake out, this would be where we would. Yeah, this would be exactly. Sorry. I get it. You're saying the same thing. But you can't take that sell. You got a closure above. You have to manage risk. Like I said, we're going to manage risk on a bottom wick. Now, if that top wick comes up here, you get a chance. You get a chance to take your sells from the same area we were at where we closed it. I don't understand though. You wanted to break the very low of the range. I do. I wanted to re-break the low, but you have a closure above the range, clean range to the left, break at a high, fills this, right? And you did close above the range, so the market gives us a chance to get out on the bottom wick. I initially thought I'd be looking at this wick to get out here for a bottom wick, but I just closed it there because that push would have been really heavy. So. But I gotta be honest with you, I probably would have closed it right there off that bottom wick right there. That's where I would have closed, and we would have lost 20 pips. Instead, we lost like 80. But with a pineapple. Just annoyed. I've gotten caught in the re-break of the 4-hour low like 3 or 4 times, and then it still goes my way. Our stops would have been good. Our stops were right there, but you can't do anything. You have your closure above the range. Where I manage risk. That's what's kept me from taking massive losses. Managing closures. Wow, what a plot twist here. You can, but you got 3 minutes left. I was gonna say you can technically close this out because unless this candle pulls up here, yeah, there we go. Close. BE, almost 40-50 BE. Man, oh man, gold is strolling. Watch this shit re-break the eyes. This. Watch the 4-hour melt. Oh. Hours got the top wick here. Man, why do we open with a bottom wick? We open with a top wick. We keep this open. Be in profits. Powell just comes out, surprise, surprise, it's out of time, and gold goes up and down by 1,000 pips. Yeah, well, pump the volume to 90, sound just normal. If I do that on my other channel, it pegs. I don't know what to tell you, bro. The best I'm gonna do. Well, no, it's gonna get better, but like right now, been hitting my break even all week. Ain't made nothing or lost nothing. Me, I've lost, then made, then lost, and it's been like that for the last 2 weeks. I've hit my daily limit on the same funded account like 3 times. The same funded account. Daily loss, then I make back. Daily loss. You're wrong. You sound louder on Zoom. I know I do. It's something with the way that YouTube is set up or my OBS is set up. Been on and off 2 weeks, but it's only 2 weeks, so I'm not questioning stuff. It's frustrating because like we were on such a massive run throughout Q2, and all of a sudden it's like, ah, hold on, let's go a little up in limbo here. If you notice, we're getting a lot of runs with no wicks, just off price. Back in range. $15, $30, no top wick. 1 hour making a top wick. Jesus, what are we doing? Flip bullish. Flip the hourly bullish here. Is that it? 40, 54, 3. That might be it. I'm not betting on it here. Bro, what are you saying? It's just a chill stream. Why are we trying to act tough? What? I'm not sure if that's me. I don't think that's me. Is the 4 hour gonna flip bearish? Is the 30 gonna flip bullish? Is the 15 gonna flip bearish? Is the 2 hour gonna flip? The daily can't flip bearish or bullish. Man, this would be an amazing closure here. What you gonna do? Can't take no positions here. The 1 hour looks great on the break of that high. Man. Are we doing this off the 1 hour? We could. How much time is left? 12 minutes. 95. This is rare, like in terms of like this, like that, with no wicks. It's rare, but we do. A lot of our entries are wick entries, so man, you gotta be on point on your levels, and even here the levels have been disrespected. We're only pulling into 9 p.m. Like the 4 hours got another hour. And if this fucking thing goes right now, we should all be tight, because this is a great closure though in terms of the celery play. Right? If we can have the hourly above the hourly level. 30 creates the celery play. The 15 would fake out. Man, it's 10 minutes to go here. This fucking thing can run. How far are you gonna go? The hourly flip. There it goes. It's gonna fucking push the entire range. Ain't ya?
Wix, you took a buy stop on the live?
Oh! Yeah, I forgot to take it off.
Yeah, I just saw it.
I guess I'll keep it on. I had a buy stop on the break of the high here. I mean, at this point, man, I'm just gonna let it rock. Let's see if it smashes. Actually, no, fuck that. I'm not moving stops to break even. I'm gonna let this rock. I'm gonna see how the thing can close out. I was gonna say, is it too late to open up some buys here? I'm just gonna let it rock and finish out the range. Wait, it almost did. 40.65. Was that TP? That might have been. Tight if the 4-hour comes back from here. Did I see? Pips. Nine minutes. Yeah, it's closed above the range. If anything, I'm just gonna... Oh, I guess the signals, I don't know, could have won 40 pips there. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it to the top of the range here. Top of the range. 40.68. Partials. W. We had buy stops on the break of the highs there in the hourly. Yeah, if that shit hits, technically I'm ending in profits. If it hits. I'm waiting on the scanner to close. Still need to close above, leave a bottom wick. Yeah, my partials are right here. This is what the live account looks like right now. Seven minutes here. I mean, it can technically come all the way back. Hope not, but if it closes back in range, I'll take a small out. But you do want that rebreak at a high and a clean range up. All right, look at this massive wick we grabbed. We wanted that rebreak of the high. All right, 72. The partials are right here. You guys took that in the 6th channel. 68.6 I have. Yeah, this is... Reggie, thanks for telling me. I honestly thought it was too late to open that position. And then when you told me, I was like, oh, thank God.
Oh yeah, yeah, I saw it right away because my notifications. I was like, let me make sure he knows.
I wanted to open it here, and I'm like, man, it's already pushing through there. It's too late. And
Yeah, no
when
worries.
I looked at my live terminal, I saw. I was like, wait a minute, you're right. But gotta let this ride out. Let this hour ride out. Can't do much on this hourly either. You didn't really get to that 5 open back. That's tough. Five minutes here. It's going to be key here how the next 5 goes, because it either wants to continue up and close above the range here and continue with the hourly, or it wants to push back down, fake out. But I'm going to leave this open to see if we can, because this is just like yesterday. Remember I said clean range? We seem to fill through this area. There's wicks right there. That's the only time Like yesterday that we didn't, well, it's a couple of times here, but everything else just seems to ride through here. So I'm going to bank on that. See if we can ride through here. And if we don't, we end up pulling back, then it'll be the fault of the last 5 minute of the hourly candle. Okay, new 5 open. This will either bring it back down in range, I'll close it on a small L, or we stay above here and continue up. As the hourly rebroke the previous 30 high. Three minutes. Partials right there. Tough to picture after that 30. Drive back in range. 3 minutes here. Yo, are the US playing already? Did I miss the start of the game? I did. Right? The US are playing. Minutes here on the hourly. They fucking started at 8 o'clock. God damn it. I'm over here like, yo, let me end early so I don't miss the game. I started the stream early so I don't miss the game. Why not wait till 8 p.m. open? $90 seconds here. $61.14 was entry. What the fuck? Oh. Did that re-break the high there or no? 45 seconds. Once the next candle creates a top wick, I'm looking to go break even. TP smacked. Go break even here, gang. Go break even. Oh, we got a runner here. Whoa, 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 whoa. There. Can we push? Push up, bitch. Yeah, I'm gonna close no partial at like 150 if we get there. Stops to break even though. Yay! Push up. I'm gonna close a little bit right there, right at 100 pips. I'm gonna move the runner to 1,000 pips. Yeah, literally 1,000 pips. Yeah, so I moved the runner to 4130, 700 pips. See if we can make a high. This shit is so silly, bro. I mean, if you're wrong for 80 pips one way, you take 200 the other way. Very simple. Ah! All right. I'm not gonna play too much. I'm gonna leave full TP here at 40.94 flat. 40.94. That'll take us to 400 pips. Yeah, right here. Why? Because it's looking clean right here. All these candles look clean. So, yeah, there's a level right there that can give us some. Actually, 40.86, gang. 94, 86, 80 more pips. Not worth it. Let's go. Right there. 86. Full TP. $40.86. How much does that make? How much TP does that give us? On 1 second, chat. Let me bring the TP there. The last 10% that I have right now. Oh, give me 1 second. 40.86. Go ahead. What'd you need? All right, we're running at like 160 pips in profit. What broker do I use? AMP Futures. Full TP 86. Oh, wait, let's move stops to break even there. Yeah, so full TP is 250 pips. Yesterday, full TP was 212. Today, honestly, gang, you know those buys right here that we took off of there? I made some money on it. Those bottom wick buys that we took right here before this candle decided to flip like a... Because the way it flipped is stupid. Right? This is dumb. Right? Closure above, no top wick. Close back in range. Below 2 ranges. Back in this range. And you think, all right, top wick sell? Nope. I'm gonna fucking push on the hourly. Look at the 4 hour. 4 hour has 40 minutes left in it. Unless this is the hour that pushes it through, like we could see the highs up here based on the 4 hour. And if that's the case, and if we can really be extending that TP. But oh well, we'll take 250 on stream if anything. Another 100 pips. I mean, overall, our reading and our risk management really kept us alive here. Yeah, I mean, honestly, we could have closed out in profit here because of the pineapple. But man, did that pineapple work? Because, like, right, it gave us a chance to close out a lot better with that bottom wick. Actually, no, I'm saying I took the pineapple right where we closed out. But it would have worked amazingly. We would have been in nice profits. Also, understanding that once that higher time frame closed above, this bottom wick is giving you a chance to manage. Yeah, you're not always going to be perfect. You saw me. I got out right there. Once it tapped support or resistance. In this case, it came down to the very next one. We could have managed it here, break even, or in profits. But that's not the point. Point is, you understand the fact. Sometimes it's going to be a small loss. Sometimes it's going to be a little bit bigger loss. Sometimes it's going to be break even. Sometimes you're going to end up in profit on risk management. But the point is, you understand that once it closed against you, the probability of your trade went down heavily. Remember, I told you, in this case, we're behind. Yeah, it sucks saying it as you're in a trade. Oh, great, he's in a trade and he's behind and I'm following this fucker. Yes. But you have, like, everyone loses. I lose. People lose, right? Your favorite trader loses. It's how you manage risk that's going to take you from losing or from break even to profitable. Manage risk, understanding we were behind here on the bottom wick. It started breaking. I know I set the buy stop there. I know I said I closed it out here based on that closure. But as we started coming up, we would have reopened it. So Reggie's like, yeah, you still have it there? I'm like, yep. I'll let it hit. Bro, facts, bro. Imagine you were married to your cells. And that's happened to me like once or twice this year. Where I'm like, I'm so sure because I have so much confidence. I'm taking so many wins, so many runners. We've really squeezed the juice out of quarter two. And I've caught myself already 2 or 3 times getting married to the buys because I'm so sure of how it's going to work out. And like, I can be sure as hell, I am not the market. And while I do get it right a large number of times, man, the times I get it wrong, I start questioning myself because we get it right all the time, like we do. And then it's like, what are you questioning? Your bias or your ability to trade? Because yeah, I'm sure as hell I should have went there, but the market doesn't care what you're sure about. It's your ability to trade and adjust to what it's saying, right? To the risk. So yeah, we closed out. I'm okay with taking that L, understanding we're behind, but then, you know, beat goes on. Very next position. Like, the key isn't like, oh, it's not doing what I expected it to do. The key is, how do you adjust to what it actually did? I mean, in this case, great. Worked out great. But a lot of times that adjustment doesn't happen immediately. I'm saying is, you get that closure above here, right? You got to look at, market's giving you a chance to get out. Yeah, you could be early, you could be late. It's not the point. This little area right here, whatever you're going to be close here or here or here, is not going to make a difference in your overall trading. But you not closing this out after it closed against you, oh, it's coming back, is going to burn you really bad long term, because you're not going to close out when you're behind in a trade probability wise. And guess what? Probability is probability. It's going to work against you most of the time because you're behind in the trade. That's the probability. Like, yeah, I take losses on knowingly that, man, I could have held it. Didn't really break my levels, didn't reach my stop, but I take that loss knowingly, understanding that, hey, once this closed, the probability of my trade went down. And as this candle was printing, I told you guys, if we close below, I'll leave it open. We're respecting resistance, we're ahead. Once we close above, I understand we're losing, but I'll be looking to manage risk and not lose more. I'm not looking to make money now. I'm looking to make sure I don't lose more, because whenever we do make money, it's a lot of money. Yeah, psychological warfare is really what I'd call it, but it's really internal. A lot of it is really internal. Very, very tough. Yeah. Wait, what's the score? Damn it. Are we up? Tell me we're up. Yeah, we're up 1-0
Yes, we're
at
winning
halftime.
1-0.
God, I missed the first fucking goal, man. I was in drawdown. Wix, I know what you're saying. So does the market. I don't care if you know what I'm saying or if the market knows what I'm saying. I don't care. None of this matters. None of it matters. I don't care if you know what I'm saying. I don't care if you understand what. Oh. That's what I was gonna say. I care if you understand. I care if you understand the concepts. I care if you understand just the rationalization. I care if you understand the logic and the workflow, the order of events in terms of not acting, but the order of events in the way that your brain is supposed to approach things. Right? You prioritize, risk management. You don't prioritize, balance or it's any recommendation what to study to reprice as you do on the lower time? The lack of a wick was a good one. Experience, man. There's no knowledge that replaces experience. There's nothing you can read. There's nothing I could have taught you here during a boot camp or during like a one-on-one lesson that you would have been able to utilize better than actually seeing the concepts play out live in front of you in real time. Just like we broke it down over here. That top wick, right? Remember? This, we said that's where we're headed to. Don't look for the sells here. There's no top wick there. And then came up and made that top wick on the dot. Rebreaks to the lows. You can look for sells. Fortunately, we got bit here today. Rebreak of the lows actually gave you quite a bit. How much did it give us that we didn't manage risk? 30. What else? What's good, bro? New here. Please drop a like, sub to the channel. What's a pip? Patience is profitable. How about that? Why your gold up on other? Why? Okay, my friend, hold on. Need me a red dot. Why your gold up on other live broadcast, my friend? Do you see the red dot on my forehead? Do you see the red dot on my forehead, my friend? Oh. I don't even know what that means. Why your gold up on other live broadcasts? This shit don't even... Is Abu making sense to anybody, gang? It means gold is 65. Okay, so it needs to move into a retirement community. And yours is higher. Okay. Here, other broadcasters, 4066. Yours is up. Okay, there's other broadcasters right here. On the top left corner, does it say gold futures or does it say XAU USD? You, my friend, are looking at spot price of gold. You're looking at the manipulated broker price of gold in the spot industry. Right? In the spot price industry. And that's okay. That's okay. But in the futures contracts, right? The actual price of gold is 40.86, and that is the true price of gold, not what you're looking on the spot. This is the true worldwide market set price of gold. What you're looking for in the futures market here. Is that a good time to entry to buy? No, I mean, like, I closed for over 100, and I have a runner to see if I get 250. 250 go once, 250 going twice. The reason I think we can get it is 40 minutes left on a 4-hour, and I'm hoping this one closes bad. I mean, bullish. Bullish, right? And then I click bottom wick, come up. Spot future wicks. You gold up. Gold you up. What? Cricket lover has to be Indian. Hey, my bearded dragon. Oh, is that what you call them, Wicks? Yeah, my bearded dragon loves crickets. That's what I call him. Actually, his name is Spiky. Hold on, I'm gonna go get him. No, I am not Indian. Oh, gotta be Punjabi. Punjab. Or he could be an Aussie. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. What is next signal? Turn right. Hold on a sec. You teach me trade. I want trade and win. You have to take on. You have to go through a lot of losing, my friend. You have to. A rite of passage. Somebody said earlier. Man, I've taken my share of losses here on stream, off stream. I've taken on my share of everything here. Of hate. Yeah, you guys don't know, but like when I lose trades on stream, I get death threats in my DMs. It's kind of wild. So I don't know I don't know how upset you get when you lose a trade, but when I lose a trade, my ass gotta go on fucking Zillow.com and look for a new fucking crib. I gotta fucking move. Get me in a fucking trader protection program. Yeah, I mean, we're running at around 115 pips in profit, but can we get to 200 pips here? Oh, we did. We saw it. Actually, we saw, how much did we see? We saw 195. I really want a bullish 4-hour here. I want a bullish opening, no bottom wick on the next 4-hour, just straight up. That would be lovely. And I'd also love to add positions. I'm not done yet. Leave it over there. Bye, look at that. That's crazy because no one's forcing them to copy trade you. That's damn. Yeah, bro. Over the years, I've gotten some like crazy messages. Like, like people have sent me like geotags of like, we're gonna find you. We know where you're at. It's like you take on a lot when you're in public. That's why I'm very careful. I got 3 daughters. You know what I mean? I'm very careful about like what I put out there and like how you can find me. But like, why? I'm just trying. All I'm trying to do is, provide value through my own trading, which means, there will be wins, there will be losses, there break evens, but you will see the entire ride. You will, you'll get to be there for the ups and downs and the optimizations and getting better and improving and winning more, which has been the theme over the last half a decade here on stream. Constant improvement, constantly getting better, constantly optimizing. Again, the positions have become bigger, the losses have become smaller over time, the positions have become more profitable, higher probability. So it's just the growth over goals mindset kicks in. And man, I've smashed some goals that I have not even thought about in years. Right? And now I think I'm like, damn, I remember back in the day, like that's what I wanted. Like this was a goal of mine. Now I'm like, damn, like I don't even, like it's not even anywhere in my mind. You gonna give us 200 pips and come back? They didn't so. Ooh, look what we holding. Look what we holding. But we don't have a top wick here on this candle, so there's a chance we still come back up. Do I want to? No. But that's why stops are. Or be. Stop spamming. You stop. Unfortunately, Ahab, he's got this thing called a wrench. And he can make you stop. Good morning, boss from Pakistan. Love Pakistan. You give fire advice? Like what? Use water? In case of fire, use stairs. Thanks. He doesn't know? No, he doesn't mind. Oh, he doesn't mind. Pakistan. You guys got the world's cleanest air. Give me mod? Man, with that, the mods give you mod. Right? You want some mod? You gotta get modded by the mods. Get some mod. I want status. I want power. Really? I just want some peace. You have not lived, my friend. Live a little. You're gonna want nothing but peace. Peace and love. How's that song go? I need peace. I need love. I need everything that's coming from. But like honestly, as you get old, you realize, man, I just want some peace. I want to spend every day in peace, live in peace, and just. Peace, love, understanding, loyalty, man. Understanding falls into peace. There's no understanding, man. You're gonna have a fucking ratchet time. Come on, US. Let's go. I think we got this today. I think we got this. We got the dubs. We got the US. We got everything. USA! 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 Uh-oh, we're about to hit BE again. We're about to hit these runners, gang. Sorry. Outside, probably. Oh, no, I got one. Too bad Belgium gonna smoke them? You stupid. I don't know, actually. You might be right. Who's over there in Belgium? Like, they're all old. It's just a bunch of fucking nursing home dudes. Lukaku, De Bruyne, and a bunch of nurses. What is this, man? Why you do this? Why this thing do this? Well, here's the thing. 4 hour did close or will close. Whoa, damn, we got another 30 minutes. I thought it's closing here right now in 4. Oh, holy jumping fucking Jesus, gang. We could see a melter here on the next candle. Huh. I would not want to see that. I would rather get this closure above here because, man, we could get some more buys in. 4 hour, yeah. 4 hour, if it melts, then we can see something. But right now, it's a tall task for the next 30 minutes to drop 300 pips. And what I said, if it's that heavy candle to close out the 4 hour, we're going to have positions right off the next 4 hour. You get that heavy push to close it out. I'm young and all I want is that. Be real when you see my name. You recognize it? Yeah. Just like Sia and Solo and Daniel, right? And Marcus and Hector and Josh and Matt, right? Patrick and Nate and Santos and yeah, bro. I'm not on the spectrum. I fucking recognize. Wagwan! What's that smell? Smells like burning rubber. What were you doing? Oh, what are you eating? Sesame seeds? Oh, sesame seeds burning rubber. Oh, I gotcha. So you remember me? Weeks 9. Wow, I feel special. You see my name every night? Yep, in the TTE chat. I see it every day. Yeah, I'll stroll through the streams. I'll see who's on. I see what's his name? Lorenzo, I think, is on. I see TTE on. I swing by, drop a like. I see a lot of. I see Patrick Whelan on, PW, Dax on, NPO's on, Ace is on. So like Prop Hub's on. It's like a lot of people are on. So I just swing by. So I see a lot of you guys. Don's on. I've seen a lot of you guys in Don's chat, but that's understandable. Like Don Mo. Hey, why wouldn't you be in that chat? That makes sense. All right, come on. We broke the previous 15. Now ride us straight up. Straight up. Oh. That was a good W, too. $60-second minute. Possible red card on who? The US? No way. This would suck. Although hitting this stop would be suck more. How about telling us a Jesus joke? Oh, God. You know Jesus had a brother? You know Jesus had a brother? It's a tough name to live up to, huh? Man, I graduated Harvard Law, valedictorian. Oh yeah, what's your brother? He was Jesus. Man, you got to do better. You got to do better, bro. Brothers, Jesus, you got to be at least the Pope. Your ass can't be a fucking carpenter, right? Or a plumber. Red card for the American for their best player, too. That's crazy. Hold on, I gotta watch this, gang. They just gave a red card to US's best attacker. That's their goal scorer, Balogun. For what? There's no way that's a red card. Maybe a yellow. There's no way that's a red card. I've seen that happen 30 times today just from fucking Congo. Push up. Yeah, runners at like 40 pips in profit here, gang, but I'm not closing anything. I'm looking for just honestly a refill of all of this. But we got 30 minutes to see how we really close because 4 hour is key. 40.68 here. Right? Well, actually that's more of a 1 hour level, but yeah, the 1 hour's closing too. This is the area that really matters here. That's crazy. So the US is playing 10 men up 1 with 25 minutes to go. They really can't concede a goal. They concede a goal, they're going to be playing the rest of the game down a man and no lead. Crazy. Oh man. Damn, we might watch this game through here. Right? I think there's more time left in our session than in the game itself. All right, give me a second, gang. While we have this runner, while we're in profits here, make sure your stops are break even. We're at around 40 pips in profit, and just gonna let this rock. If it takes us out, I'm looking for more positions off the next 4 hour. But give me a sec. I want to finish watching what's going on here. Like, this is turning into a good game. I got a fat Jamaican joint over here. I'm gonna go take a few pulls of that. I got some oxtail that's over there in the other room. I'm gonna go take a few pulls of that. I got a fucking dinosaur barking outside. We'll go see if I can feed him to the Koreans. Bro, you want to meet Miss Chung? No, you don't. Oh, there we go. Stops it. So B tapped on there. We got to win. We got to buy and we got to win and a loss here tonight and a B. So 1 and 1 and 1. I'll update it in a second. Give me a sec. We're gonna wait on the 4 hour to set up here to see if we can take advantage of something. Bro, can you stop barking? Dinosaur. Rawr! Practice your T-Rex arms, bro. Hey gang, don't dip. Please drop a like and sub to the channel for that W and for the overall profitable day here. And please don't go anywhere. We're going to be trading with the next 4 hour open in about 20-30 minutes. And I'm going to be back in about 5. I'll finish smoking this joint. Take it to the head. Take it to the head. And I'll be right back. Closing out the 4-hour with some volume, gang. Or not. We'll see. We'll see where we close. Guess not. All right, last 18 minutes of the game. Bottom of country on the next 4-hour. Maybe. Maybe the 4-hour won't be the play. Understand? Let's get rid of everything. Obviously sells below there. Clean range if we get that closure there. If these next 20 minutes drive us through here, almost off the ripple out. Yeah, this drives us back down here. We're looking for top wick sells. We'll see what the next 20 minutes do. It starts filling the wick up. Well, it's going to be a bit different here. Bosnia with a corner right now. They got a set piece. 20 minutes here. 17 minutes in the game. 20 minutes to the 4-hour. That's crazy. The Bosnian dude, he's from Wisconsin. Good block. Get it out. Slow it down. Slow it down. Slow it down. Waste some time. The goalie got it. We might get a lick handle here on the 30. Which brings us to what resistance? Bullish 4 hour. Be a really steep top. Staying above here, huh? Yeah, that might be the range. Give me a sec. See, this really matters what the next 15 does. The last 15 of the 4 hour. Oh. We're either going to be in a really good mood taking the next 4 hour position, or we're going to be watching the US play extra time. Oh, wow, what a pass. Get it back. Shot. Goal. Yes. No offside. Yeah, that's going to be offside. But no, he is offside. He's well offside. Yeah, so the U.S. scored 3 times today. 2 of them were on offside. Back the other way. And he's holding the ball. Yellow card to the coach. I don't know if you guys are watching the game. It's pretty crazy what's going on. The coach of the other team just took the ball. He's like, nope, no throwing. Holding this. Free kick, let's fucking go. Yellow card. USA! USA! Come on, gang. I wish you guys were here. We could all chant together. Yeah, we're down a dude and we're attacking. Yepan Tradic. Whatever. Like, take your time. Don't kick this ball in for the next 10 minutes. Just hang out. Get a little suntan. Hey, am I don't hear no music. You guys even here? No one's saying anything. Anyone watching this with me? Why am I so invested in this game more than you guys? Yeah, they wasted about a minute, 2 minutes. YouTube okay? Yeah. I see it. It's just me rooting for the US, and we already took a dot. I should have just left everything on screen here. I'm looking at this area here. Yes! 2-0! Woo! 2-0! USA! USA! Woo! 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 That's what it sounds like when you be in the other... Nah. I want to go like this, but I don't have my jersey on. Down a man. I'm going to turn this up. I'm going to be watching replays of this all night, man. What a shot. What a goal, bro. What a goal. Right over the wall. Not about power. It's really all about placement. He gets it perfectly right over the heads of the wall. Pure brilliance, commentator said. That's funny. Two 2-0 United States. Let's go, baby. His mom, Anya. That's my grandma's name. My oldest one's name. Middle name. Seven minutes to go. US up 2-0. Take your time. Take your time. Slow it down. Oh, I'm about to make it 3-0. What a goal. I am so impressed by the US team. I am so impressed. Think about all the hosts, all the co-hosts of the tournament have made it through. Mexico made it. Canada made it. US made it. The problem is the next round. And the US got its work cut out in front of them, right? You got Belgium in the next round, and then after that, you pretty much get the winner of Portugal, Spain. Basically. You're either going to see Portugal or you're going to see Spain. So US, really the road to the World Cup for the US is one of the most difficult ones. I mean, who does Canada get? Bro, they're playing Bosnia. Calm down. Are you saying like Bosnia is a bad team? Bosnia is a good fucking team. They're tall, they're experienced, they're rugged. They all play great ball. There was never a time when the US was on the level, on that level. 10, 15 years ago, we're losing to Bosnia. They play Belgium next. They will get spanked. I don't think so. I think the US is better than Belgium. I think Belgium in their prime would have smoked the US, but the golden generation of Belgium is about 10 years past their prime. Lukaku, maybe 10 years ago, with De Bruyne 10 years ago, and the entire lineup that they had maybe 10 years ago, or 8 years ago, 5 years, whatever, last World Cup, that was it. Now, the entire world has caught up. Bro, Belgium needed 2 goals in the last 5 minutes today just to get to overtime. They did it. Yeah, that's where experience comes in, right? Where you play the full 90 minutes instead of 80 or 70. But the entire soccer school, like the European school of soccer, has caught up to the entire world. And that's evidenced by the fact that African nations are so well represented when it never used to be the case, right? Even France, look at that. That's basically Africa, Team Africa. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the quality of worldwide football has very much increased. So it's not that I'm rooting for the US, which I am. I'm just enjoying this World Cup because every game has been amazing. Every single game. Especially in the knockout stages where you've had the underdogs pretty much take the lead early in the game and you had the favorites trying to fight back. Pretty much almost every game. Very good World Cup. Very good World Cup. I've enjoyed every game. The only game that was whack, that was not interesting to watch, was when Germany in the very first game won 7-1. That was the only boring game. I think there are 2 overwhelming favorites. 2 overwhelming favorites, which is France and Spain. Those are the teams I would imagine. And then the next tier, I would have Argentina after that. And then I'd have England and Portugal. I think England have played better soccer this tournament than Portugal. I think Portugal are, on paper, a better squad. Really, really high-quality squad. Gang, we're just talking soccer because we're waiting on this 4-hour to close. About 5 minutes left in it. There's about 3 minutes left in the game, plus stoppage time. So we're going to see the game through. We'll see the 4-hour through. We'll make our decision on what we do next. And we'll celebrate. France, Argentina, then Spain, England, Portugal, too. That's exactly the 5 teams I just named. France, and it's in that order for me. France, Spain, Argentina, England, Portugal. Or you could have Portugal, England. But those are the top teams I see in this tournament. Morocco is World Cup winner if they beat France. Morocco is a very good team. I would probably say they're number 6 for me. Right after Portugal or England. They're African champions, right? Like they like, this is like you'd expect Morocco to make it to the semifinals. But they're running into a tough side here. Beautiful. Wow, you're so pretty. Look at this outfit. That's gorgeous. Twirl. Do a twirl. Go. Do a twirl. You're so beautiful. You don't like to do it tomorrow? You don't like the outfit? I think it's gorgeous. And forget the outfit. You make the outfit. Look how pretty you are. Wow. You so pretty. I'd probably share all my snacks with you if I was your age. If you were my age. If I was your age, I would share all my snacks with you and my lunch. Mwah. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Oh, you have a scratch? Oh yeah. The pool. Yep, love you. France is going final for sure. Portugal, no chance. You can't say no chance, man. Bosnia has a chance here with a minute to go and losing 2-0. Everybody's got a chance. I thought Belgium wouldn't have a chance today on the, 70 minutes in, and then they scored 2 quick ones. I feel really bad for Senegal. I feel really bad for Congo. They deserve to win their games. But you have England and Belgium moving on. Nice, good stop. Head it out. Let's go. Play some defense. Wow, the ref added 10 minutes of stoppage time. That's wild. That's the most they've added on this entire tournament. 10 minutes of stoppage time. Plus, he sent off a U.S. player with a red card. That's crazy. That ref really don't like the U.S. Checking on his visa. Right after the match. What you think, Mexico, England? Mexico has played their best soccer in 40 years. And England has played their best soccer in like 10 years. England's a better team. England's the better team. Absolutely. England's the better team. Mexico has shown a lot of talent, and like, I'm not discounting them. Anything can happen. It's not fucking, yeah. It's not England playing Uzbekistan. A lot of good parity. Gonna be a good game, Mexico. Yeah, every game has been good, man. Every game. It's been a dream tournament from a fan's perspective. That's 15's looking tough. 30's looking tough there. Load it up. One minute here on the 4. 4 is going to close bullish. 1 hour is going to close bearish. This is our issue. I would need a stronger closure than that. You got a level in the way here. A really weak 1 hour closure. That resistance and support. That's a really tough closure. I'd expect price here to come up. We might hold some resistance here, but I'd eventually expect the bottom wick here in a 4 hour to come up. Maybe after that it'll come down, but let's see how far it comes up. Maybe we'll look for the pre-break of the lows. Go, let's go, let's go. Wow, playing two-man soccer. Don't like the level here. Last time we had that closure from up here to here. Bottom wick on the 4-hour right there, right? That was it right there. That's that closure. The bottom wick came down to here. Which means if we're able, okay. See what it's doing? It's creating this bottom wick. If it can come up here and break that high, that previous 15, I will look for a sell stop on the re-break of the lows. Gonna have to come up here, re-break the highs, 40.65 area, 40.68 area. And then if we can re-break the lows, then we can look for this candle come down. But for now, it looks like the 4-hour wants to continue up with this bottom wick being made first. You're calling it? Total chop? Yeah, I'm going to see the US game through. Nothing happens here. I'll take it into the signal channel. We might get another goal here. Kick it, bro. Kick like a bitch. Oh, yeah, we can get closures below here, below 40.48, and then you're looking at a clean range down. Higher time frames have clean ranges, up or down. Once we get out of here, it's clean up or down. Probably cleaner down. Nice. Good possession. 4 minutes. Let's go. Hold the ball. US is playing really good soccer. Right? Possible there. 4-hour. I get that 15 salary play. I mean, to take advantage of this, we need a re-break, remember? Re-break at the highs, and then we can look at the rest of this. And the re-break, because the 4-hour is bullish and a break at a highs here starts filling the wick. But if it fails, then we could look for the re-break of the low on a smaller time frame. Good defense. Two and a half minutes. Wow, that's a good kick. No sells until it's either re-breaks highs or we get these closures below. Less than 2 minutes to. Update the record. Yep, 1 minute left. Whoa. All right, coming down here. We're gonna kick it. It's gonna be over. That's it. Game over. US will play, I think, on 4th of July, right? On night or on 5th? Amazing. All right, gang. Yeah, I'm going to call it a session here, too. I'm going to take this into the signal channel. If I see anything, I'll obviously call it in there. Possible buys. If this 4 hour starts setting up, maybe we get closures below. Maybe we start closing bearish here on a smaller time frame after a top wick, and we could look for sells. But I'm going to need this to play out now. This chop is getting a little bit ugly. We're going to need some new structure. If I see anything, I'll call it. If not, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Mods, thank you so much for helping me run the stream, as always.
Thank you, Wix.
Yes, sir. Zoom gang, I'll see you guys in the clubhouse. Hopefully we see some more positions tonight. Chat, love and wisdom to you all. As for me, my time here is up. And just like that, another Asian session is in the books. Have a good night, everybody. And let's go USA. See you guys tomorrow.
Hey,
later.
Hey Wix, real quick,
Yeah,
did
yeah,
you update
what's up?
stream? Did you update your stream record? The
I
win loss
updated the
BE?
record, not the session
Okay.
trace, but I threw in
Okay,
the,
yeah.
the
Just
win,
wanted
the
to make
loss,
sure.
and the BE.
Okay, yeah, no worries. Yeah, all right. Cool.
I always want to make sure the record is accurate.
The on stream or whatever, but the actual record. Okay, got it.
Appreciate you. Thank you for looking out. Love you guys.
Yep.
See you tomorrow. Later.